watching some of these high school kids that I don't even know their names, some
Yeah,
of them,
yeah.
watching the level of talent, the level of training, some of these athletes has been pretty remarkable, man. All right, Smith in the red,
Yeah,
Walizer
yep.
in the blue.
Ben Smith, a 4-time Maryland State champion.
Yeah, Smith, 4-time Maryland State champion. Walizer took 8th at PIAA's.
Underhook throw by to a single leg. Now Smith coming out the back, and Walizer trying to go far ankle D. He has an arm trap. Now if he can get his feet over to his right-hand side, nice far ankle D from Walizer, and this is a great scramble to start things off, and a swift kick to the head will not deter Smith from coming out the back, even though he just got kicked in the back of the head. Far ankle D will always favor the guy from M2. You can guarantee that. And that should be about a takedown, but he's got to get that leg free. Oh, boy. All right.
Yeah, I feel like if they would have let that play out a little bit
Somebody
more.
scores there, I'd think.
Yeah.
That's all right. So the first minute of this bout has been a full-on scramble.
Yeah.
It looks as though they're asking for the first passivity to be called on Walizer. And just as they do, he takes a leg attack. So they're probably going to hold it, I would think. Nope, maybe not. That's the first warning on Walizer. One more and he'll be on the shot clock. Nice single leg and snap. And Smith doing a great job of holding that center position. He drops in on a leg and fights position. Re-attack there by Walizer. And they are asking for the passive and will get it. So Walizer will be on the shot clock. 30 seconds to score, or the other wrestler will get a point.
30-second activity period. If there's no score at the end of this 30 seconds, then Ben Smith will receive a point.
One of the rule changes I kind of like is that the clock continues to run regardless of if Smith scores. So Smith can actually really extend a lead here, not just get 1 point, but get a takedown and get one on top of that. And he is in on a single.
And Walizer has an angle on it. Now let's see Smith. He gets a point for the shot clock expiration, and he ducks his head underneath into that scramble. And great job by Walizer to defend. And he's been in on a leg twice and not been able to score, has Smith. So down at about 40 seconds here, 1-0. This has been a very exciting 1-0 match so far.
Yeah, the scrambles make up for the lack of points.
No doubt about it. Collar tie here for Walizer. Underhook now for Smith. And going into the second period, they will have warned Ben Smith already, so that means the first passive in the second period will put, there's a single leg for Walizer, will put Ben Smith on the shot clock. Underhook now for for Smith, turns it into a collar tie. Throw by, short time left here in the first. And that'll do it for the first period. 1-0 on the shot clock for Smith from Maryland.
Yeah, it feels like whoever is able to get a takedown will,
it could be, man.
come out on top here.
It could be. It's also interesting, like, you know, I know for a fact that whether it be folk style, freestyle, or Greco, I know PA puts a tremendous amount of emphasis on top wrestling. So we can see that play out if Walizer gets on top. Now, I'm not saying that Maryland doesn't know how to turn people, so don't climb up in my DMs about that. But, yeah, I know for a fact it's been a point of emphasis for years now.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania takes pride in their top wrestling. Underhook now for Smith. High crotch attempt. Turns it into an underhook. And great down block there by Walizer. It's simple head hands defense that works at every level, folks. And they now, there's a single leg, and he gets to that far ankle. that is really important as it hinders your ability to scramble. So small adjustment made by Smith turns into a takedown here in the second period. Gut wrench locked up, and he's getting close to the edge. So they'll blow the whistle. Back to the center, 3-0.
2 minutes is a lot of time in freestyle in any wrestling match, but especially freestyle. We see points go on the board in bunches, but Wallets are going to need to crack the code here.
Yeah. Single leg for Walter. Underhook now again, and that's the position that he's kind of scored. There's a super duck from space, and no score yet. A knee, elbow, or head has to go down. There's a, I believe, the knee hit, and it looks like the chair called for it and will get it. So, wow, that is a full-on gorgeous super duck from space halfway through the second period. He spent 4.5 minutes setting that up, and it worked like a charm. Good for him.
Yeah, when the super duck hits, it is fun to watch.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about it, right? Like he hasn't been terribly offensive from space. He's been hand fighting like a son of a gun. Halfway through, I'd fall for it too.
Yeah.
You know, I'd fall for it too. You see Walizer taking a peek at the clock, understanding that his sprint should probably end soon. Now, it's good to notice, or at least to mention, that a step out will give Walizer the lead here. There's a shot from space for Smith and re-attack from an underhook for Walizer. There's a shot and short offense now for Smith. Great job kind of dragging himself out of that position. That's a position that you can eat up a lot of clock with. Underhook. Tries to throw by. Now Walizer's going to really step up the pace here in the last 25. Smith keeping in good position so far. 20 seconds left. Here comes the super duck again. This time Smith is ready for it. Elbow tight. There's a dump with 10 seconds left. And now great. This is where you can eat up a ton of clock if you're a leading wrestler. 3 seconds left, and that'll do it. Ben Smith, despite giving up a takedown in the second period, walks away with a W here in Lancaster.
You know, really fun match, even with the low score on the board. We saw a little bit of everything there. We saw scrambles. We saw, you know, the single leg conversion. We saw a super duck, and so really competitive match from start to finish, and good job there from Smith coming on.